Hey babies, welcome back to my channel. Today I'm going to be showing you guys how I did these braids. You could call them goddess braids, boho braids. These are knotless, so yeah, stay tuned and I'll see you guys in a second. Okay, so this is my ideal setup for when I do my braids. I have this trifold mirror that I'll link down in my Amazon storefront, and this is how I get to see like the back of my head. So all I'm using is mousse, which I always use mousse but more towards the end and for the curls, and then shining jam. I don't really care what I use to part it, just any kind of jam or wax or something like that. Braiding here I also don't really care about. I'm using this 3x expression. It's a pre-stretched 58-inch. Yeah, nothing special. You can soak your hair if like you're sensitive. I'm too lazy to do it though, so we'll see how that works out for me. As for the curly pieces, I would recommend that you do human hair because it does make a difference. Either way it's gonna tangle from the amount of times that I've done it on myself, but I am gonna add curly hair. So I'm using these bundles. The thing is I have a bunch of extra hair just in case I run out, but I did get 3 of each. So 3 of these bundles and then 3 of the expression hair, which is like a pack of 3 in each one of those. So yeah, but I'm using this deep wave 24-inch color 1B from the model brand. I really don't care because I don't keep my hair in for that long, but if you're a person that keeps your hair in for long, please use the human hair. It does make a difference. So yeah, this is the hair that I'll be using. Should I take out the pack? Yeah, I'm gonna show you guys, because what I'm gonna end up doing, there's other hair that you can specifically buy for this that comes like this already, but I'm basically, so cute, but I'm basically gonna cut this off the weft. So I'm gonna snip it here and then I'm gonna gel the tips. But I'll show you guys when I get to that part, but I'm just kind of like running it down for you guys. I'm gonna start parting and you can just watch me along the way. Wow. Okay, I'm finally done with parting. It's not perfect, but it's good enough for me. Show you guys the back, because I don't even really know what that looks like. The mirror helps, but it's just not as accurate. But yeah, so everything is already pre-parted. I do like to start my braids in the back and then move my way up. So I like to put everything up into like a pineapple. I just know for a fact that some of them got loose back there because these rubber bands are old, so they're popping. But as long as I have like a overall vision of the part, I'll be fine. Okay, so everything is pre-parted. I'm gonna start off by prepping my hair. So I'm going to take out a bundle. I feel like I had a bundle out already. No, it's too late. I'm literally just cutting the wefts off, so cut it here. Okay, so I cut the wefts off. I know it looks crazy. I'm gonna take some shining jam all over this like tip, I guess, and you want to do a lot just so that you're able to like part it. You don't want to put gel on any other part just the tip so that you can like part it out. Okay, so I kind of got in my zone, completely forgot. So in terms of the curly pieces, I literally just start breaking it off of the bundle. So we have the full bundle. I just, because we already gelled the tips, so I just take off a piece. Usually they'll like break up on their own, kind of like that. Take a piece. If I feel like that's a good piece, then I'll use that curl. Or if I want more curls in it, sometimes I'll just like kind of separate it from the middle and it's like a bigger curl. So yeah, I usually set a few of those to the side along with my braiding hair. So I'm going to show you guys kind of what I do. I did do the back. Don't really know what that looks like. Hopefully good, but yeah. So I'm gonna show you guys kind of what I do. So let's take the next strand I was gonna use anyway, so this middle piece. So I like to make sure that I clip everything else out the way, just to get it out of my way. Don't want to get any like loose strands or anything like that in there. So I take the rubber band off. I have my hair pre-sectioned, so I'll show you guys what like the thickness is so you kind of see. So yeah, it's pretty small pieces. When you twist them up, they're not that big. I did want to do something like small braids, but like more curly pieces, especially towards the back. But I wanted it to lay more flat and not as heavy, because that's usually why I take my styles out so fast. But yeah, so we have, this is my hair. So what I'm gonna do is put this down. I split my hair into 3. Hopefully this is a good angle. I split my hair into 3. I like to grab the middle section with my middle finger, and I just braid like a regular braid, only like twice, and I kind of pull it to make sure that it's tight. Since my hair is heat damaged and it's straight, it is harder to grip. What I like to do is I like to put the braiding hair in between my index and my middle finger, and then I take this piece at the top and I kind of just twist this hand and I pull the I pull my natural hair with the braiding hair. Hopefully that makes sense. So again, I just keep, for my second piece, I usually only do 2 pieces through the middle finger, and then I grab it with the middle on this side and my index and my ring finger for the other 2 strands, and then I just braid down like any other braid. So I just braid it down. I ran out of gel. Usually I would do this with gel so I could tuck in my natural hair with the braiding hair, but since I don't have gel, I'm going to use mousse because I like to have that slip. Now if you feel like you have a better grip with no mousse, then you don't need to add it. I used a lot of body mousse, which I'm actually going to use at the end as well, but I kind of braid it down this much, and then I take a curly piece. Again, I stick it in between my middle finger and I add it in like a regular piece of braiding hair. So I braid it entirely down. People have different methods to this. Some people leave the strand out. I like to braid it down at least 1 to 2 times, and then I take the curly part and leave it out, and then I continue to braid like regularly, but make sure you're braiding super tight because you don't want those curly pieces to fall out. So yeah, and then I continue braiding. I like to add more mousse just for slip, because what I find is the more I braid, the more my fingers kind of like hurt with the friction of the hair on my pointer fingers. So again, just braid it down, braid it down, braid it down, and then once we get more towards the end, I'll add another piece of the curly hair. Yeah, so we're gonna do this piece. Since it is at the top of my head, I do it a little bit differently. I think I could better show you guys this than explain it, but I basically put my hands towards the back. So I flip my hands this way. I hope you guys can see this well. And I split it into 3, just like I normally would. I take the middle piece under in my middle finger, and then I just braid it once, and then I take a piece of braiding hair and I tuck it into my middle. So tuck it into the middle, braid down as usual, and then I flip it and I do the same thing on the other side. So I add another piece of braiding hair. So I take the braiding hair, I tuck it underneath my middle finger, and then I continue to braid. But I usually tuck it into whatever side like I didn't tuck it into already, and then I kind of flip it over once I feel like that's secure. But since I did put it on the wrong side, I'm just gonna take it and put it into the middle, kind of like distributing the hair. Just put it into the side that doesn't have any braiding hair. You should be fine. And then from here, again, where's my mousse? Oh. I take my mousse and I just braid down like normal. Curly piece. This time I'm gonna do a bigger curly piece because it is in the back. And I'm just gonna braid it like normal. So I put it in my index, braid it like normal, and then once this braiding piece is on the outside, I take it out. I kind of wrap it up or whatever. Usually I put it in my mouth. I know it's disgusting, but that's what I do. And then since my hair ends here, I like to make sure that I take that mousse and tuck it. Usually I will use Shining Jam, but I ran out, so that's fine for now. After I was done braiding, I felt like the mousse was making my hair like sticky, so I ended up literally washing with shampoo, and look at how I can glide my hands through this hair. He's what you